Honey, hello. Anishinaabek of Robinson Huron Treaty territory. Mike Restoule, Anishinaabek. My name is Mike Restoule of Nipissing First Nation. I'm the chair of the Robinson Huron Treaty Litigation Fund. Today, I bring you a personal message about the Robinson Huron Treaty annuities case, a case that has impacted all of our people of the 21 First Nations under the treaty and across Canada. I want to start by taking you back with me a little over 30 years ago when I first started working among the chiefs and councils of the First Nations. As a councillor of my community, Nipissing First Nation, at the time, I was asked to attend meetings with the treaty chiefs when they discussed treaty annuities. I promised my community that I would work diligently on the case until it was completed. We had many ups and downs in trying to get the attention of the Crown governments, trying to get them to own up to their obligations under the treaty. For the most part, our efforts fell on deaf ears. Governments were just not interested in discussing anything to do with the treaty. But we were intent on getting justice for our long-standing treaty, especially regarding the failure of the Crown to increase the annuity as it is set out in the treaty provisions. I'm referring to the $4 per year that our people were paid once a year for over a century and a half. Nothing we said back then could get the attention of government officials. So the RHT chiefs and councillors made the decision to take legal action against the Crown in a court of law. The initial years of this process were difficult in many ways. One challenge was gaining consensus among the chiefs on how the case should be pursued. As elections occurred in the First Nations, chiefs and councillors came and went. This impacted the pursuit of the legal action because the changes in First Nation leadership stalled and restarted our efforts on numerous occasions. So the chiefs established a strategic working committee made up of several chiefs and me, whose role was to develop and implement a plan to look for a different law firm. Our goal was to select and secure a firm that demonstrated how we would achieve success in a court of law. Nawagabo Corbier was the law firm who provided a detailed, realistic, and practicable plan that would see success in court. This legal team, David Nawagabo from Whitefish River First Nation, Diane Corbier from Chiging First Nation, and Roger Jones from Sagamok Anishinaabek, took the lead and assembled a brilliant team of lawyers, knowledgeable, respected elders, and research experts to lay out the plan. Chiefs and councils were enthusiastic and upbeat when they were presented the plan. The first steps were to create a trust indenture that would do the work of planning and executing a procedure to work with the legal team and to provide guidance and oversight to the lawyers. The trust indenture included the appointment of trustees. Each of the First Nations, through their chiefs and councils, appointed their own trustee to represent their community, thus bringing the community's voice to the annuities case process. We also appointed one trustee at large that worked in accordance with the terms of the trust indenture. With this in place, our extensive legal work began, pursued for almost 30 years, tens of thousands of hours put in by the trustees and the legal team. As we all know, we were unbelievably successful at achieving justice for our treaty. We won at every step of the legal action against the Crown governments. right up to the Supreme Court of Canada. The result was a huge settlement for past annuity compensation for the collective of the RHT Anishinaabek. Today, I see in the communities people who are grateful and elated that the much-needed annuity money has finally come to fruition. I see people driving new vehicles, building new homes, or doing renovations, and taking a family vacation. The money was well received. It really warms my heart and my spirit that after all of the thousands of hours of work done by our brilliant and ingenious legal team, trustees, RHT elders, experts, and RHT chiefs and councils, that we finally achieved partial justice for our treaty. But what's more significant here is that the courts have acknowledged and accepted the validity of Anishinaabek law. The courts have also acknowledged that the Treaty of 1850 is a nation-to-nation relationship. That makes me very, very proud, and I believe our ancestors are also proud. This success speaks to the outstanding dedication of our leadership, legal team, what everyone here has accomplished for the entire collectivity of the Robinson Huron Treaty Anishinaabek. We must protect and further realize our achievements and foundational essence of our treaty now and for generations of our people to come. This is the only way we can collectively ensure our people live the benefits of what our ancestors envisioned in the treaty. And that's for Mino Bimadzuin, the good life for the Anishinaabek. On that note, I want to turn my thoughts now to the unfortunate and troubling realities occurring across the RHT territory that are posing challenge to this. What I see happening in our RHT communities and amongst our people on and off reserve makes me very sad. Some of our people have resorted to criticism and derogation against fellow Anishinaabek, and most particularly towards our chiefs and councillors. There are even threats of legal actions or overthrowing councils. In my decades of experience working with chiefs and councillors, I have found them to be proud and dedicated Anishinaabek who care about their people and their communities. The recent criticism and slander towards our leadership and the legal team are truly heartbreaking at a time when we need to stick up for each other to better our lives as Anishinaabek. Our history shows that we have suffered too much of that treatment at the hands of colonialism. I have heard our people accusing leadership and the RHTLF that we are being controlled by and putting onto our people the colonial ways. However, that is far from the truth. Our work as leaders has been the opposite. We have, are, and will continue to ensure that the ways and voices of our Anishinaabek are reflected in our dealings with the Crowns. We succeeded in this historic settlement for the people, and we are continuing to carry the essence of our culture into future discussions on annuity augmentation. The colonial ways are what we are seeing now. Our own people are being influenced and acting in colonial ways. That being fighting and hurting each other over money. It's happening because of the settlement, and it's happening because of the recent decision of the judge in the legal fees assessment case. This is tearing down our people. Many are suffering. That's not our way. Since the beginning of time, our ways have always been to take care of each other, each individual as one, to contribute the overall strength of our nation. We need to stay strong, proud, and caring so that our children, grandchildren, and future generations of Anishinaabek can be proud of what we, the ancestors, their ancestors, did for them. It is my hope that we will be able to live in strong and caring communities, to be able to build a better foundation for a better life in our generations to come. Miigwech for listening. Bama pi minwa.